Dean Winstanley is an English former pro who is perhaps best remembered by many darts fans for his legendary 9-darter and the celebration which followed it. Therefore, many people forget that a few years before that, he went on a great run to the final of the BDO World Championship on debut. So Dean, despite not winning any BDO majors or a PDC title, certainly had a great career, but his time on the Pro Tour came to an inglorious end after he was banned by the Darts Regulation Authority following a shocking video which he posted on social media. Hello and welcome back to the Darts World channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the rise and then shocking fall of Dean Winstanley, so make sure to stay tuned. Dean first rose to prominence in 2010 when he was playing in the BDO and won the German, England and Belgium Opens in a single season. That meant that he qualified to make his late-side World Championship debut as the number 3 seed, and after surviving 2 match darts from Martin Atkins in round 1, he managed to win a dramatic game in a tie-break. He then comfortably beat Robbie Green, Stephen Bunting and Jan Dekker to reach the world final on debut, and he managed to go 5-4 up on Martin Adams before Wolfie came back to win 7-5 and pick up his 3rd world title. In 2011, Dean picked up 3 more titles in the BDO system and reached the final of the prestigious World Masters, where he was comfortably beaten by Scott Waits, but at Lakeside he lost 4-3 in round 2 to Alan Norris, having led 3-1. Following that heartbreak, he made the decision to attend PDCQ school for the first time, where on day 3 he won 5 games to secure a minimum 2-year stint on the Pro Tour. Winstanley made a good start to life in the PDC and managed to qualify for that year's World Match Play, but he fell 5-0 down to Gary Anderson in round 1. But he then brilliantly recovered to get an upset 13-11 win before losing to Ronnie Baxter in round 2. Then at the Grand Slam, he topped his group and beat Aaron Monk and Kevin Painter to reach his first PDC major semi-final, but he fell 10-1 behind to Michael van Gerwen, who was averaging 110, before eventually losing 16-8 after a respectable performance which saw him average 99 himself. It was then time for his Ali Pali debut, and despite falling 2-0 behind to Mervyn King in the deciding set, Dean bounced back to win the set in a tiebreak. He was then beaten 4-2 by Vincent van der Voort, but that game featured arguably the best and most memorable moment of Dean's career, as at 2-0 down, he hit a stunning 9-darter on the Ali Pali stage before running off the stage in a now iconic celebration. He won the PDC's Best Newcomer award for his 2012 debut season, but he didn't have as much success in 2013, only reaching 1 final on the floor and missing a dart at tops to take his round 1 Ali Pali game against Richie Burnett to a deciding set before losing 3-1. 2014 saw him reach another PDC final on the floor, but he was beaten 6-1 by MVG and a major quarter final at the Players Championship Finals, where he lost 10-8 to Vincent van der Voort. Then at Ali Pali, he narrowly beat Wayne Jones and Darren Webster to reach round 3 for the first time, but he then lost to van der Voort again and by a scoreline of 4-2 for the second time on the World Championship stage. For the rest of 2015, he only made one other major, the UK Open, and failed to make it past the last 16 of any event. For the 2016 World Championships, he was the number 22 seed and headed into his round 1 game against Ronnie Highbreast as the slight favourite with bookmakers. The game wasn't high quality at all, but was very dramatic, with many Twitter users calling it both one of the best and worst games they'd ever watched simultaneously. It went to a tense tiebreaker with the set score at 2-all, and in the 8th leg of the set, Ronnie missed 3 match darts before Dean hit 4-4 to keep the game going and let out a big celebration for such a small finish numerically. It then looked like he was going to follow that up by holding throw in the next leg as he was on tops with Ronnie needing to take it out 1-6-4, but the Belgian managed to take out that huge shot to give them the throw for the match. He then took out 1-0-4, his second successive ton plus out, with Dean sat on a double again to get a 3-2 win, consigning Dean to a round 1 exit. A few months later, he managed to beat Kevin Painter on the main stage to reach round 3 at the UK Open, before then losing to Vincent van der Voort, which saw him pick up £1,500, but then in 20 Players Championship events which followed, he only won 5 games and picked up a total of just £2,500. The last 2 of those events were part of a block in late October, which also included the tour card holder qualifiers for the Grand Slam and World Series finals. Despite playing in the Players Championships, Dean withdrew from the Grand Slam qualifier with no reason given. A post that day on the online darts forum though seemingly revealed the reason for that. It stated that in the morning, during a meeting between PDC chairman Barry Hearn and the players, Barry allegedly went mad at Winstanley due to a Facebook video he had posted, with the user saying that the Darts Regulation Authority would have a field day with it. A post from the same user later in that day gives insights into the alleged contents of the now deleted video, which was apparently streamed live from the venue on one of the previous days. They said it allegedly contained homophobic remarks and casual racism and loads of players swearing. It was played on the big screen in the meeting, and then Hearn exploded like a ranting madman for 15 minutes, calling them every name under the sun for jeopardising TV contracts and sponsorship deals. Other posts allege that Ronnie Hybredt, who had beaten Dean at Ali Pali in December, and his brother Kim also appeared heavily in the video. Following that block of events, there was only one more event which Winstanley would have been eligible to play in, the PDPA qualifier for the World Championships, but he strangely wasn't there either. We eventually got a reason for that when the DRA case list for 2016 came out, and it revealed that, as a result of posting a video taken at an event involving inappropriate behaviour, he was given a £3,000 fine and suspended from PDC events until mid-May 2017, 5 months from his hearing. Dean was found guilty of having broken DRA rules 3.1 and 3.4, which concern bringing the sport into disrepute and discriminating against others. The case list also showed that Kim Hybredt was fined £350 for swearing on the video, and that Ronnie was given a formal warning for making an inappropriate gesture in it. Dean's poor results during 2016 meant that he dropped out of the world's top 64 come the end of the season and lost his tour card. His suspension meant that he was unable to enter January's Q School to try and win it back either, but on social media, with fans then unaware of the suspension, he seemed to blame his absence on an issue with his shoulder instead, which did hamper him in the following years. Eventually, after his ban expired, he attended Q School at the start of 2018, but he didn't make it past the last 64 and any of the first 3 days, and didn't even play on day 4. Around the time, he also played on the Challenge Tour, and in an interview about potentially returning to the pro game, he said that if he did, there would be no more fines, no more DRA. He would come back with a vengeance, and joked that the DRA were missing him. But after some poor form, he missed Q School in both 2019 and 2020, before making one last appearance in 2021, where he only won one last 1-8 game in Stage 1, and was eliminated with an overall average of just 71.5. Now, I want you to let me know what you think of Dean's career in the comment section down below. And if you learned something new in this video, or found it interesting, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently, just 15% of my viewers are, and it really helps the channel out. You can also hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video.